Well guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all. Let's try that again. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Today's kind of part 2 of my first day back, and I thought I'd, like I said, just drive it around looking at the progress of the last 2 months, because it's kind of catch you guys up. I was working for John Deere, and I was down in Texas and Montana doing stuff for deer, so I'm actually, this is my first time back in about 2 months, so just driving around, taking a look at stuff. And the first thing, like I said, I was just estimating the average yield in this field that we have right here, east of Jerry's house. But I kind of want to point out something to you guys. I don't know how well you can see it, but there are 3 different varieties right here planted about 4 weeks apart. So right dead in the center was the last corn we planted. Now I'll put a link to that video right here. Right there. You guys could check it out. That was the last field we planted. You can definitely tell the difference. Granted, it was a different number, but between the stuff on the left, which is planted 2 weeks before that, and the stuff on the right that was planted 4 weeks before that. So like I said, we'll just say that's day 1, 2 weeks in, 4 weeks in. Now you can definitely tell the difference. I see a little wet spot where we had that bad rain we had kind of wash us out kind of halfway up through there. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of neat. Point that out to you guys, but we'll keep going. Keep walking around or driving around the farm, see what we see. Not bad. Just check, that's above Jerry's house. Above Jerry's house, a little bit of disease in there, but I mean, not too terribly bad. No, it's still starting to dent. But I'd say that just counting them, it's 16 wide, 16 around by 46 long. So it'd be about 220 if all the ears are like that.
Long ears.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Like I said, not bad. Alright guys, just talked to Curtis for the first time in a while. Just to kind of catch me up. He was down at Long checking cattle, see when they're at, giving them some spray, just keep the bugs off them. And like I said, Pat's out moving corn right now. But I'm going to take a look at this field. So I'm right out back behind the house. And this stuff is tall. Like, holy shnikes. This stuff has got to be averaging about 10, 11 feet. Like, this stuff is extremely tall. I'll give you guys a shot when I'm just standing there next to it. Keep in mind, I'm 6'5". Stuff is tall. Same thing on this side. Also probably close to 10, 11 feet. And look at this stuff. Holy crap. It's got some twin ears on it. Like some good twin ears. So usually, most of the time when corn is growing its second ear, it kind of just, the second one just dies off to give, especially when the growing conditions aren't right, the second one just dies off to give way to the first one. But I'm seeing multiple plants like this where they have a giant first one and a decent sized second one. See, like right here, here's an example of first one's good, kind of back behind there. Second one's just kind of, but you know you got a good field going when you're seeing quite a bit of plants that have twin big ears. So we'll keep going, head out back and see what else we see. One of the things I'm noticing is that it's so spraying out in these hills we got out here. I'd have to see, but we got quite a bit of hills. Spraying on the side of these hills is not very fun, guys. You can kind of see the evidence of that. The left side of that hill, you can definitely tell it's tough to spray. It's like right along there, you can kind of tell where our sprayer knocked down and killed some stuff. I mean, you just can't avoid it. You got to spray it, and especially just on these hillsides, you just got to spray alongside the hill. That's just how it works out sometimes, and can't get away with it. But honestly, I'm not seeing too much of that. And if we had our old sprayer, which was a trailed sprayer, and we had duals on our tractor, it would have been a lot worse. So, like I said, I'm pretty happy with how the spraying turned out. And you can guys kind of see, I sprayed this field both times, and I did pretty good. I'm not seeing anything for weeds down here, and that's just honestly just about everywhere. There are not very much weed pressure, which is awesome because all the nutrients and all the moisture coming out of the ground is going right to those plants. So that's great. Good to hear for my first time spraying. Woohoo! Look what I just saw. 1, 2, 3 ears. 4 ears. Woohoo! Now that is something you don't see every day. A 4-ear plant. Granted, they're not all good, but I love looking for this stuff. Quite a bit of plants on here had multiple ears. That's awesome. Alrighty, and here's the oats ground. So remember, so this is the video. So this was some of the video where I was soil finishing. I'll throw that right here. Check it out. So we were soil finishing, and then we ended up drilling it afterwards. So we had oats in here. We combined it off for seed, and this is what comes up afterwards. It's alfalfa, and this crop of alfalfa is looking awesome. Yeah, we got a couple weed spots here and there, but honestly, it's a pretty even stand. Stuff's probably 6 to 8 inches tall on average. And it's gonna be a good crop of alfalfa next summer for feed. It'll be looking good. Now, right next to it is our bean ground. This is looking all right. I think it's nothing too special, but you can definitely tell it's starting to get a little dry, and the beetles are just destroying some of these. Like, good Lord. Look at these. You can definitely tell some of the plants are ravaged by bugs. I believe they're June beetles, but I'm not quite sure exactly, but that's what's just killing these, that's what's going to kill these yields. Is those suckers right there. God, they're everywhere just feeding on these things. I think they're Japanese beetles or June bugs, whatever you want to call them, but that's probably our biggest pest we have nowadays. We don't have the, I can't remember what, Minnesota Millennium Farmer Zach up in Minnesota. We don't have the type of bugs that they have to deal with. They kind of sit underneath them. I cannot remember for the life of me what they call them. But we got June bugs that come out here and just ravage the leaves. So we could spray for them, but I think it's just this corner where it's pretty bad. But you can tell it's pretty bad. The leaves are kind of curled up. Can't take in enough sunlight. These dumb things. What do you do? And the corner on the left looks pretty good. I'd say overall, like I said, it's not going to be a phenomenal year, but I think it's still going to be a good year, barring any other weather phenomenons. I'm sorry, but just look at this stuff. This stuff is just ridiculously huge. Like, good Lord. Walk in there a little bit and I can't even get in close to the tassel. Like I said, I got an 8.5 foot reach probably. Stuff's 12 feet tall in most places. Good gravy. I'm just counting ears. Let's try and find a plant that has 2 good ears. Is about probably finding quite a bit of plants in here with 2 good ears. Man, oh man, this stuff is just huge. It's been a while since I've been out here, but this stuff shot up. Same right behind our dike, back behind the farm. The main farm's kind of right over there. Overall, these beans aren't looking great. I mean, they're looking okay, but they're not looking great. You can definitely tell they're kind of wavy. Some green spots out, or some lighter green spots out in the back. Kind of even. You can tell the bugs got damaged right in there. So, not gonna be a fantastic bean crop, but it's gonna be all right. I'm not too worried about it. And the corn is just everywhere. The corn is looking fantastic out here. I'm hoping, we're thinking of getting a new bean planter next year. That should help with our emergence problem. So that's what I'm thinking. A lot of this stuff is kind of the waviness, is emergence. Overall, not too bad for volunteer corn, which that means basically just corn plants growing up in the bean field, just left over from last year. If it was any worse than this, we'd probably have to spray and kill it off or walk the bean fields, but ain't too bad. But anyway, I think I'm gonna head back and go see what Pat and Curtis are gonna do. Then I'll probably head back and play with Nate, or play with Amber and Chrislyn. So we'll head back. Pat. Well guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms. And of course, as always, ta-ta for now.